Good morning, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the garage. Welcome back to another great video as always. Jumping right into it, as you guys can tell by the thumbnail, working on the SCION again. Knocking out these maintenance projects one by one. Already got a jump start on what we're doing today, which is swapping out the manual transmission fluid. Alright guys, so jumping right into the project, we are underneath the vehicle. We are over on the driver's side of the vehicle. This is where your manual transmission lies. Please excuse the oil residue. I have a pretty bad power steering fluid leak, as well as some residual oil from I don't know what leak, but I haven't been able to identify this one. But we're going to jump right into getting this guy drained out. So if you can see back here, boom, right there, that's your drain plug. It should be a 24 millimeter. Yep, sure is, 24 millimeter. It's going to be kind of tight to get your socket back there. Before we actually drain it, one thing I always do is make sure I can take off the fill plug, because if you can drain it but you can't get off the fill plug, then you're SOL and you can't move the car. So I'll start with the fill plug. So this guy is also a 24 millimeter. So yeah, first things first, remove your fill. And there is a washer back there. They do say it's not reusable, but I've reused these before in the past and had no issues. Make sure you keep those washers gaskets underneath. All right, there we go. So I was able to break torque on that. Definitely will say it was pretty darn tight. So I'm just gonna leave it there loosely for the moment. Now we're gonna turn our attention to the drain plug. Go ahead and get your drain pan, put it in place, and go ahead and remove that drain plug and start draining out the old fluid. We're already at the end of it leaking out. Two things I want to note is, one, gear oil smells absolutely horrendous, so be careful not to get this on your clothes. You're going to be smelling that stench forever. Second thing, as far as to access that bolt back in there, because it is definitely tight, I have one of these pivoting ratcheting wrenches, and I was able to go just above the lower subframe, right in that gap. I was able to use that pivoting feature to kind of go around that last little lug on the transmission itself. Hopefully you guys can see it, just in front of the drain plug. And then I was actually able to then at that point ratchet it off, and then with the long handle, that really helped out with the amount of torque I needed to apply. I'm gonna let it drain a little bit more, and then we're gonna put back on that drain plug here in a bit. Okay, that guy is done draining, so go ahead and screw back on your drain bolt. Make sure the washer is there. You're gonna torque this guy down to 36 foot-pounds. I'm gonna try to get through that same passageway right in there, just like that, and we'll go ahead and torque this guy down. All right, once you have that bolt torqued down, we're gonna go ahead and drop the car back down to flat, because you're gonna want it on a flat surface for the fill portion. As you can see, here's your fill port. You're gonna leave this drain pan down up underneath, because the way you're gonna know how you filled it up all the way, it takes 2.5 quarts technically, but once it starts to run over, that's pretty much when you know it's good to go. So I'm gonna show you the tool I got. It's pretty much just a flexible funnel. I'm gonna access it from the top. Like I said, we're gonna go ahead and drop the car, put the funnel in, and then start filling it up. All right guys, and here's the funnel that I'm gonna be using today. It's just a little flexible funnel. And yeah, the hardest part is gonna be getting it finagled down into where your fill port is. So I'm just gonna get this guy bent down into there, make sure it's pretty deep in there so it's not gonna spill out. And then this top of the funnel will sit somewhere like this, easily accessible, so that I can pour in the new fluid. As far as the new fluid goes, I went ahead and went with Valvoline full synthetic gear oil. This is the 7590, as the manual recommends. And like I said earlier, it states that it's going to take 2.5 quarts. I bought 3 of these guys, so 1, 2, and of course 3 down there. So yeah, got the funnel situated. As you can see, goes right down in front of your starter and then around the corner near your clutch line, and it goes right into there, and it actually sits right in this spot just nicely. I'm gonna go slowly just to make sure that it truly is going in from the bottom. I do have the drain pan down there just in case, but nonetheless, just take your time. Let me go ahead and start pouring this guy in. Alright guys, and just as I hit the half quart mark on the 3rd quart, can't tell if you guys can see, but it started to drip. So, perfectly. Exactly 2.5 quarts. So let me go ahead and remove my funnel and then get that fill port plug in place. Alright guys, got my fill port back on, and just like before on the drain, go ahead and torque that guy down to 36 foot-pounds. And there you go guys, just like that, you've now changed out your manual transmission fluid on your 05 to 2010 SCION TC. So go ahead and take your old oil. I like to put it back into the old jugs. I'll be able to put most of it back. You're done for today. So go ahead and start her up, take her for a test drive, see how she feels, pat yourself on the back because you wrapped up another great project today. Once again everybody, thank you for watching another great video with Everything Avon. I appreciate your guys' support so much. At the time of this video, we're approaching 5,500 subscribers. And to be quite honest, when I started this channel, I didn't even think I'd get more than 1,000, to be honest. Just appreciate you guys. Stay tuned. We got plenty more videos. If you guys have any questions or comments or recommendations that you'd like to see for any of the vehicles in the garage, go ahead and send me a chat below. So thank you guys. You guys have a great weekend. Take care.